Look who it is, back again with another video with no makeup on. Welcome to my channel. Come on guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are a new subscriber here. I have been seeing you guys subscribing away, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. I know people say that all the time, and I don't know how to like get that across to you that you mean the world to me. Like, you guys don't understand, and I think when you watch this video you're gonna kind of understand what you mean to me, because let's just say this video is gonna get a little bit more personal and a little deep, because we all know we love to have deep conversation on the internet. Also, I couldn't be bothered with how shitty my background is. That's why the only thing on is ring light, so we can just focus right here and not back there, because back there is a hot mess. And I don't know, this video is going to be kind of jumbled because I basically, what's happening is, I need to calm down. So basically what's happening with me right now is something that I don't know how to handle, and I feel like I don't have anyone to talk to. I mean, I have my girlfriend, but she's at work, and it's just a lot. So I feel like okay sitting down and just being like open with you guys, and I feel like I'm venting to a bunch of my friends. Honestly, that's how I feel, so that's why I want you to know how genuinely I care about all you guys. It feels like I'm talking to a group of friends. So yeah, let me get on to this video because I don't even know what I'm titling this video. But yeah, so basically why I decided to sit down and film this video is because it's been like this today, but I've always kind of lately struggled with this. I talk about it sometimes in my videos. I don't know if you guys like think I'm joking or like take it serious. I don't know, but I've been struggling a lot with anxiety lately. Like, that's why I can't even breathe when I'm talking, because I feel like my heart's beating like 1,000,000 miles per minute right now. I've been lately, I feel like, struggling with anxiety. It started maybe about a year ago, but it's just, and it's up and down. Some days it's, you know, I don't even have anxiety, and then other days it's like only thing that's in the foreground of my mind, and I feel like I'm gonna have like a panic attack. So I decided I want to sit down because I'm feeling anxious now, and so yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about it. So basically what was going on, I kind of want to walk you through like my mindset, because I know if you have anxiety you understand it. If you don't, sometimes it's really hard to understand anxiety. I know before I like had anxiety, I always wondered like what it felt like. I'm like, am I anxious? Is this what this, you know, I never like knew if I was having anxiety or I was just stressed. I never knew what it was. And then about a year ago, every time I would get in my car, it wasn't just my car, but it was just, if I would have to drive pretty far, like over an hour or something, I don't know if it just like I got in my head before I left, and it just spiraled or triggered all these like emotions. But like I would get really sweaty on the car ride. I would start feeling like hot, like I had a fever. You know when you have a fever and you start getting like cold sweats, like your hands are clammy but you're sweating, and you feel hot but your body it just feels like, it's the weirdest thing, because like if you turn the AC on, it feels like it's not enough, but at the same time like your body's cold. It's the weirdest feeling. It's the only way I can describe it is like having a fever. Sorry. So anyways, that's how I started getting it about a year or so ago, and I finally, because I thought at first I didn't know it was anxiety. Sorry, it's hard to talk about. You guys are probably so tired of seeing me on camera with no makeup and crying. Like, bitch, get your life together. I promise, I'm getting there. I'm trying. But at first I didn't know it was anxiety. I thought, you know, I was just, another sign besides like feeling like a fever is my heart would just pound really bad. and I would just have all these thoughts going through my head that I couldn't stop, and it was just random thoughts. And I would tell myself, calm down, you know, you're in your head. And at first I didn't know it was anxiety, so I was freaking out because I'm like, what's wrong with me? You know, I'd never had anxiety before, I thought. And what would happen was I would go to work and I would literally feel like I'd be like standing at the register and I'd have to catch myself because I almost pass out. Like, just like for like a split second, I lose, not consciousness, but everything got fuzzy. And I would get lightheaded, and then I would literally find myself catching myself at the register. But I would have to act, sorry, I would have to act like nothing was wrong, because honestly, like, you can't, when you're in front of clients, you can't just be like, shit, what's going on with me? I have to step away, stuff like that. I started freaking out because I didn't know what it was. It was sending me more into a anxiety attack state, because I was freaking myself out. I'm like, why am I getting dizzy all of a sudden? Why, you know, what's wrong with me? Am I sick? Is there something, you know, wrong with my body? You know, at this time, I mean, I had been gaining a lot of weight. You know, I'm very severely overweight, so I thought this, you know, this could be anything. And so I was making myself worse by, you know, putting these things in my head, like, what could be wrong? And so, oh, I don't want to cry. Damn it. You know, and I felt an urge to cry before I even got on camera, so I guess it's kind of my fault for putting myself in this situation, I guess. But I really felt like I need to get it off my chest. I don't even know if this video is making sense or not. Anyways, so yeah, let me recap everything I've just said. So anyways, when I started getting anxious, I didn't know it was anxiety. And to the point it got so bad, one day I was driving and I had stopped to get gas, and I went in to get a drink at the gas station truck stop, and I literally felt light. Like, my body, I felt like I couldn't feel the weight of my body. It almost felt like I was floating. So when I would walk, I wouldn't feel any of my weight. And it scared the shit out of me. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I literally couldn't feel anything. Not necessarily numb, just like when you know, when you walk, you feel your body. I literally felt like I wasn't walking on anything. Like, and so I'm standing in line trying to buy my drink, and I'm starting to freak out because I can't, you know, feel myself walking and doing anything. So I get in the car and I start driving, and I still feel light. I feel dizzy. I feel like, you know, and so I start getting that fever sensation. And I call my mom, and I just start bawling my eyes out because I'm like, what is wrong? At this point, I hadn't been to the doctor yet because, you know, my mom's like, you're under stress. It's probably all that it is. So I push it to the back of my mind. And I just remember driving, calling my mom, crying hysterically, like hyperventilating. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what's wrong with me. Can you just talk to me? I need someone, you know, to talk to me because I'm like freaking myself out. And then I told her how I felt. And literally the whole car ride, she just like kind of calmed me down by just like talking to me about random stuff. Like, she wouldn't talk about what was going on. She would literally just like ask me how my day is going. You know, what am I doing this week? You know, just random stuff to kind of take my mind off it. And it was in that moment that I realized, you know, I need to go to the doctor because I'm only making myself worse. And it's scary. And, you know, there could be, because I've always been someone that's paranoid of like, could I have cancer? You know, can I have this? Can I have that? You know, heart problems and diabetes and cancer, all three of those run in my family. Like, pretty much both my grandparents passed away from cancer. My mom has diabetes. Pretty sure on my dad's side, his mom has diabetes. You know, my grandma has diabetes. So it's just, and then my dad had heart surgery. You know, he almost had a heart attack, had quadruple bypass surgery. So that kind of stuff runs in my family. So like, I'm the kind of person that's like, shit, do I have something wrong with me? Like, I need to know. Anyways, I went to the doctor, I had blood work done, you know, and everything came back normal. My mom had brought up, maybe you have anxiety. And I'm like, I've never had anxiety in my life. Like, usually I always assume if you have anxiety, you've always kind of had it. It's not just like an onset type of thing. So I mentioned to the doctor, my mom had brought up anxiety. And he first wanted to do blood work and make sure that it wasn't anything serious, and if it wasn't anything serious, he most likely thought, you know, it's probably anxiety. So we did blood work, and I was waiting for those results to come back. And I remember I had another instance where I was going to work, and I was driving. Now keep in mind, my job is like an hour away, so I was driving to work, and I just remember the whole way feeling like that feverish, clammy feeling, and it was freaking me out. Like, my wheels were still turning. I hadn't had the blood results back yet. So literally, I think I had my first panic attack that day. I went into work, and literally my mind was racing. My heart was beating so fast. Like, you could literally hold your like heart to my chest or right here, and you would feel it thumping like really fast. And I'm like, you know, what is going on? Like, I was sweating, and I was lightheaded, and I was dizzy, and as soon as I got to work, I was there for probably 20 minutes, and I was like, I need to go back and get something to drink. I need to sit down. So I went to the back, got something to drink, and I was like, just take 5 minutes, Emily, and calm yourself down, because you're putting yourself in this state. You know, this is all you. This is all up here. You have to talk yourself down. Well, in my mind, talking myself down only made it worse, because that made me think, shit, something's wrong with me if I have to talk myself off the ledge, you know? And so I went back out there, and my heart was still racing. I literally could not calm down for the life of me. And I had to tell my boss, I was like, I have to leave. Like, crap. It's hard to talk about because in that moment I realized I think I even put something on Twitter or something, just how much anxiety can affect your everyday life. I mean, I can't afford to lose my job. I love my job, you know, and the fact that I had to walk away just like that, like, it scared me, because I was like, I can't let this cripple me. I can't let this affect everything that I do. I can't let it take over me like this. And I just remember going to my car and crying, and I called my mom, and I was like, I think I just had a panic attack. I literally couldn't function. It was just scary, and of course I had to drive home. So I kind of like sat there for 20 minutes and let myself calm down, because I wasn't about to drive home feeling like that. So that's kind of when I realized something's like wrong, and I think it may be my anxiety. I think it may be anxiety. I don't think it's necessarily something like a disease or something, but it was just how fast it took over, and how fast it literally controlled my life just like that. And it was so scary, and I'm like, how do people, like, I never understood it before. You know, I just thought anxiety was like another form of stress. Like, it was just, oh, you're stressed out, so you're anxious. And it's so much more than that. So anyways, I had another doctor's appointment, blood work came back, and everything was fine. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, so I must have anxiety. Like, what, you know, what else could it be? Because I'm always like thinking it's something really bad, and my blood work always comes back fine. So my doctor put me on like a low dose of anxiety medicine, just to try to see if that takes care of the problem. And overall, like, I don't take it every day. I just take it when I feel like it's possible. Like, I feel anxiety coming on. Because if you have anxiety, you know, a lot of times you can feel it. Like, you can just start feeling the symptoms of it coming on. So if I start feeling that, I'll take one. Or if I feel like it's going to be a stressful day, like something, like anything could trigger it, I'll take one. But for the most part, I try not to take them, you know, I don't take them every day. So the whole backstory of me telling you about learning that I have anxiety problems was tonight. I just started, you ever have that feeling where you're so like bored, like you need something to do, like, but there's nothing to, I mean, there's things to do, but you're so not motivated to do any of that. Like, I had today off. I could have easily filmed a YouTube tutorial for you guys, but instead I laid in bed all day, and it's just drove me crazy. And I feel like if I try to get up and clean, or if I try to get up and do something, that I just have no motivation to do it. And on top of that, I started off eating really healthy a couple weeks ago. I lost 10 pounds, and just the last couple of days I've ate stuff I shouldn't have eaten. I've ate way too much of stuff I shouldn't have eaten. And I get it, people fall off the wagon all the time. But I don't want to go down that spiral where I fall off and I just never get back on until a couple years later and I try to do it again. I want to take my health so serious that it just drives me insane when I do bad. And so anyways, that's basically why I'm on camera right now, pouring my heart out, because I started feeling really anxious, and like I was like, what is there to do? I need to do something. Like, your heart's pounding like this, and you're like, you need to get up and you need to do something, because if you just sit here, you're gonna explode, and you're in your head. And I was like, go lay down and calm down, but that just makes it worse if I go lay down and then I'm just sitting there thinking and my heart's pounding. I'm not doing anything but being a lazy piece of shit. So that's basically why I came on here and filmed, because I need to talk to somebody, and I want you guys to kind of understand where I'm coming from on, like, I don't just, that's another thing, like, filming, as much as I love to do it, the thought of like getting up and sitting down and filming gives me anxiety. Not the actual filming itself, but just the fact that you gotta clean your background, you have to make everything look nice, you have to present yourself in a certain way, and you have to act like you're this, you know, perfect, especially with YouTube standards nowadays, you feel like you have to put on this front, or else people won't subscribe to you, or you won't, you know, you won't get the numbers you want. And it just wears me down thinking about it. It just wears me down thinking about all that stuff. And that's why I said, you know what, I'm not going to clean my background. I'm not going to put on a front right now, because I can't. And if I continue to let this anxiety cripple me and like control my life, I'm never going to get back on camera. You know, there's going to be days where I can't physically go to work because my mind just plays tricks on me, and it makes me feel like I'm going to have like a heart attack. Honestly, that's how it feels. It feels like your heart's going to beat so fast that you're just going to pass out. And that's literally before filming this, that's how I felt. I felt like my heart just racing, and I was like, I've got to do something. The only thing I wanted to do was get on here and film and talk to you guys. But I didn't want to be worried about, oh shit, it's 10 o'clock at night, let me do a makeup tutorial. Let me clean up my background. Let me be something that I can't be right now. And so, yeah, that is basically why I'm on here. And I also want to film this too, because I don't want people to feel like they're alone with anxiety, because a lot of people, especially people that don't have anxiety, I don't want to say they look down on people like that, but I remember telling someone, you know, I'm freaking out, and they would literally look at me, and I would tell them I think it's anxiety, and I remember them just looking at me like they didn't understand what I was talking about, and I felt so stupid. Like, I felt so stupid, because I felt like they weren't understanding me, and they were just like, what do you mean, your anxiety? Like, because a lot of times with anxiety, you don't see anything on the outside, and I've learned that. You don't see, like, how someone's feeling on the inside, and that's why I'm trying to describe to you kind of what it feels like. And yeah, I just needed to talk to somebody. I've missed you guys so much. I've really missed filming makeup tutorials. Sometimes with my state of mind, I feel like I can't put on a front, and I want to be on here with my best content. I don't want to be on here half-ass doing something. To me, I don't deserve people to watch me if I can't give my all. So I feel like being honest with you guys and letting you in on my life a little bit, and knowing that not everything is going okay at the moment, I feel like that's all I can do. What am I going to title this video? I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to put out content that's not genuine. And right now, this is the most vulnerable state I could be in. And honestly, just talking to you guys right now is calming me down. Because I feel like if I was in this state of mind when I first started, and I tried to film a makeup tutorial, it either wouldn't be uploaded, I would quit halfway through, or it would come out shitty because I just gave up. And you would just tell my personality would not be myself. And that's not fair to you guys. There's so many people out there that you can watch that aren't going to give you half-ass content and are going to genuinely look happy. So that's kind of my life right now. The last 3 thumbnails you're gonna see is me having no makeup on. I mean, the last video I had, I put foundation on, but with no other makeup, let's be honest, it's not gonna look cute. You might as well have no makeup on. Honestly, I really wanted to talk to you about why my absence has been like this, and it's not an excuse. I know that. Trust me, I know it. And if I could get out of my own head, I would be busting out content left, right. Left, right, left, right. And I know this is going to get better. I feel like once I get my health under control, I think that's another reason I beat myself up, because my anxiety started being really bad when I started being my heaviest weight. And I know so much comes from being overweight. My mom, she used to have to pop like 2 anxiety medicines a day just to get to and from work when she was at her heaviest. And she lost a bunch of weight, and she doesn't even take those pills anymore. And I know so much is controlled by what you put in your body and your weight. And so I feel like once I get on the right track with my weight and I start making better choices with what I eat, I feel like the anxiety will go with the weight. At least I hope so. I don't know, but I just know I don't ever want to feel like this ever again. I can only imagine how people with like depression feel. I don't think I have depression. I mean, there's days where I'm sad, and those are usually the days that I'm anxious. But I've seen depression firsthand. I've seen it with my friends. So I know what it looks like, and I know that's not me. At least I feel like it's not me. So if you have depression and anxiety, I feel so much for you, because I don't know if I can handle both of them together. Anxiety on its own is enough for me to handle, barely. That's gonna be the end of this video, guys. My social medias are linked in my description, so if you ever need to talk to me about anything, I will be here. If you're struggling with anxiety, depression, whatever it is you're going through, I will talk to you about it, because I understand where you're coming from. And yeah, I just want to spread this video to spread awareness and just basically let you know, don't feel like you're alone. And I'm here if you need me, and we will get through this together. Yeah, so I'm going to end the video on that note. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me. I don't know, this video is already almost 30 minutes long. I don't know how much of it I'm going to cut, so it could be possibly a long video. So if you're still here, thank you. And I love you so much. And you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.